Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to dive into a very important Azure concept called Proximity Placement Groups, or few people called it simply PPGs. Now, if you're new to Azure or even cloud computing, don't worry at all. I'll walk you through step by step in a simple, visual way. By the end of this video, you'll understand what PPGs are, when to use them, how to set them up, and some common pitfalls to avoid. For this video as well, I have created .md file in GitHub. In this first section, we'll understand what is a proximity placement group. Alright, let's start with the basics. Imagine Azure as a huge city filled with skyscrapers. Each skyscraper represents a server rack in an Azure data center. Normally, when you deploy virtual machines, Azure distributes them across different skyscrapers in this city. Why? To balance the load, improve resiliency, and keep everything highly available. That's good in most cases. But let's think about a scenario. What if you have two VMs that need to constantly talk to each other like an app server and a database server? If Azure places them in separate skyscrapers, they're literally shouting across the city. This introduces latency, the delay in data communication. So Proximity Placement Group solves this problem. It's like saying to Azure that, hey, please place my VMs in the same building or the same neighborhood, so they're physically close. The result? Much lower latency. Instead of shouting across the city, your VMs are now whispering to each other next door. And that means faster communication and better performance. In this section, let's understand. When should you use a PPG? Now that we know what PPGs are, the next big question is when should you actually use them? Let's look at some real-world scenarios. Databases, SQL Always On or SAP HANA. These databases constantly sync data. Every millisecond matters. PPGs ensure they're close, so synchronization is much faster. High-performance computing HPC. For workloads like weather forecasting, financial risk modeling, or AI/ML training, VMs need to exchange data at lightning speed. PPGs give you that performance edge. Application plus database pair. Even a simple app tier talking to a backend database benefits. With reduced network hops, you get quicker responses and better performance. On the other hand, if you're just deploying dev or test VMs or stateless web servers that don't rely on low latency, then you don't really need a PPG. In this section, let's understand types of PPGs. Now, Azure doesn't give you just one type of PPG. It actually provides three flavors. Think of them like placement priorities. Standard PPG, best effort placement. Azure tries to keep your VMs close, but there's no absolute guarantee. Aligned PPG, stricter placement rules. If Azure can't place the VMs together, the deployment might fail instead of spreading them apart. Ultra PPG, the strictest option, ensuring the absolute lowest possible latency. This is typically used for the most critical workloads. Choosing the right one depends on your balance between flexibility and performance needs. Let's walk through the process now of the Azure portal in detail, how to configure it. First, navigate to Create Resource, Proximity Placement Group. Log into the Azure portal. In the left-hand menu, click Create a Resource. In the search bar, type Proximity Placement Group and select it from the list. Click Create. Think of this step as creating a container that Azure will use to keep certain VMs close to each other physically in the data center. Now provide the region, name, and type. Now attach the PPG while creating a VM. Now, go back to the process of creating a virtual machine. In the Advanced tab of the VM Creation Wizard, you'll find an option called Proximity Placement Group. From the drop-down, select the PPG you created in Step 2. By doing this, you're telling Azure, please place this VM physically close to the other VMs in this group. This helps minimize latency. Now complete the deployment. Finish the VM creation process as usual. Choose size, networking, disks, etc. Once the VM is deployed, it will automatically be placed in your defined proximity placement group. If you add more VMs later and associate them with the same PPG, Azure will place them close to each other in the data center. This ensures low latency communication, which is crucial for apps like databases, SAP workloads, or high-performance computing. That's it. Just a few extra clicks during setup, and you've optimized your VM placement for better performance, validation, and operations. After you've created it, how do you confirm it's working? In the Azure portal, check the VM's effective placement tab, or use CLI PowerShell to list the VMs in the PPG. Finally, validate latency improvements. Use app-level tests, not just ping. You'll often see noticeable performance gains in database syncs or HPC jobs. Let's discuss about common issues troubleshooting. VM creation fails? So probably capacity. So you can try a different size or zone. Can't attach VM to PPG? Check the region all must match. No performance gain? Maybe your workload isn't latency sensitive. Not every app benefits. This one is quick FAQ. Can you move a VM into a PPG later? Nope. You have to recreate it. Is there a cost? Nope. PPGs are free. Regional or global? They're ** regional only. Now let's wrap up. So to recap, a PPG ensures your Azure VMs are neighbors reducing latency. Best for SAP, SQL, HPC, AI, and latency-sensitive apps. Plan wisely, automate deployments, and validate performance. Let's quick check OPS checklist. Confirm region, VM sizes, and PPG type standard ultra automatic. Confirm members and roles web app DB cache. Tag with role and honor. Create and validate RG, VNet subnets. Create PPG and record its resource ID. For new VMs VMSS. Pass. PPG during creation. Validate. Us PPG show. List members and run latency tests. Document. Update inventory and tags. Keep capacity headroom. For resilience, add availability zones sets as needed. Monitor allocation failures. Adjust sizes zones if required. Alright everyone, that brings us to the end of today's session. I hope you found this video helpful and that it gave you clear insights into PPG. Remember, learning is a journey. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new, please subscribe our channel. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep building amazing things in the cloud.